How's it going, everybody? My name is Absoulem, and welcome back to the All Collectibles walkthrough for Resident Evil Village on the Village of Shadows difficulty. This is part number 6, and if you're returning from part 5, then welcome back. And if you're new here, then everything is linked below, including all the collectibles, in case you need to catch up on this walkthrough. With that out of the way, let's start with part number 6 on this walkthrough. Now we are going to be covering a lot of ground and completely finishing off Donna's section of the game, but first we're going to open up the secret chest that I mentioned in the previous part by using Louisa's necklace. You'll have to inspect it twice after removing the stone, and then you'll find the key that is hidden within. So we're going to use that key to open up this chest right over here, which is between the two altars in the map. Now this goblet is just purely a item that you can sell back to the merchant for more points in order to buy some stuff. It's not combinable or anything like that, but it is nice to get some extra points. Let me give a quick heads up that this part of the walkthrough is going to be by far the scariest part of the whole game. I like it personally because it's scary, but it's also like an escape room, so if you like those, you'll probably like this part as well. So before I get started down the path, I just want to cover the fact that we've opened up the entire village as much as we can, and now we've collected all these secret areas that we can as well, at least up until this point. So I just want to remind you guys, we will be covering the entire map and unlocking every secret room, every secret chest, everything like that throughout this walkthrough. But so far, if you guys have been following along, you have done everything you can possibly do at this point. So now when you're ready, open up this door that's right beside the merchant with your four-winged unborn key, and now we can start heading up this path. This is going to be quite a lot in this part. I'm going to try to speed through it, but it is quite an interesting chapter. I think it's very creepy, but there is a lot to cover, but honestly not that many collectibles, so I'm going to try my best just to like speed through the actual walkthrough. So this part really doesn't have anything to worry about. There's no loot. It's going to have a lot when we come back through, but right now it's empty. I got a little bit confused on this first part, but right here when you get to the suspension bridge is going to be the first noteworthy thing. This is going to be goat number 10, so this will put you at halfway of collecting all the goats, and it'll be on that bridge right there to the left. Yeah, this chapter really doesn't have a lot of collectibles. There's only a handful, but we are going to be covering a lot on the sense of how to beat it and everything, but it does not have a lot of collectibles.
What?
Ethan, come with me. There's something I have to tell you.
Mia?
You can't just tell me right here, Mia?
What's going on?
So this area to the right here is going to have a good bit of stuff, and then this area to the left.
Rose,
And that's pretty much all the areas of this whole chapter, but
Ethan,
right now it's just
you have to
storyline,
fix her.
and you're just going to want to progress down the path, and don't worry too much about the collectibles.
Everyone leaves me. Even Rose. I don't want to be alone.
This can't be real.
But my main goal in this chapter is to complete this section of the game and give you guys the walkthrough, cover all the collectibles, but also we are going to be covering how to open up this chest right here, or this tombstone, which is one of the secret treasures. And it's the only one in the game that if you don't do it at the right time, you won't be able to do it, period. So we're going to be covering all of that and the secret boss fight that goes with that. So we're going to be doing a lot. When you get to this door, though, go ahead and insert the family photo into it and give up your memories, and this will allow you access onto the grounds of the mansion. You know, and what house doesn't have an elevator that leads up to the front door? Fun fact right here beside this button, if you're not looking at it, you'll miss it, but there's going to be a message. Says, "Hello Ethan, there's nothing to worry about." I think by the end of it, you might agree, but I think Capcom was really about some elevators for this game. I don't know what they were doing, but they were really about it. Okay, so here's the famous house where if you know, you know kind of house. But this is definitely one of the creepiest levels, but I'm going to show you the easiest way to do it. So over here on the left side of the house is going to be goat number 11. It is the second collectible of the walkthrough, and it's going to be just over here on this fence. Also, don't worry if you do enter the house and you forget to shoot it. We'll be coming back outside. And you can also, fun fact, you can shoot it through the window I just passed right there if you're inside. So that is something you can try as well. But yeah, it'll be coming back out anyways. Alright, so we are officially in the Benevenito house. I hope I said that correctly, but what you're going to want to do is just, you can explore the house. I'm going to quickly show you guys the house, but essentially you just want to make a lap around the house and then go to the elevator. You don't actually have to explore, but I don't know. I'm just going to show you guys the house, because why not, right? My favorite part about the house is that there's nothing to loot. I think they were trying to just be more creepy with this and not bog you down with loot and everything like that. So I think you're supposed to just kind of experience it. Just take note, there's one doll right there. Just one. Okay, so here's that elevator. You want to activate that. And that's about all you can do right now. So this is going to be where the escape room kind of starts out. There's going to be this office room, and then there's another like warehouse room, and then there's the main workshop room, and those are the three areas of interest. But I like this area a lot because it's like an escape room, if you guys have ever done that. They need to do this more in games, honestly. So go talk to the very nice doll that has no ill will.
Waiting for so long. I'd make a much better daughter than Rose. Please, won't you stay with me forever?
What? Wait, where's my gun?
That's it. That's Ethan's big. I guess shit. If I was in this this world too, I guess my gun would be my biggest worry. But I like that all of his stuff's robbed. There's a doll on the table now. The doll is gone, and he goes, "Where's my gun?" Nothing else would be alarming in this room. Okay, so all the doll pieces are going to be clues on how to solve this. I'm just gonna break it apart because there's a few pieces you're gonna need, but most of it's just clues. So the silver key is going to be one thing, and then you need to get the bloody ring as well. So yeah, you're going to have to come over here, and you have to like deassemble each piece.
That's a kid. Can you believe it? She's so energetic. It's crazy.
All right, you also want to get the leg, the lower leg right here, and get the winding key. I actually had forgotten to do that in my first playthrough, so I spliced the footage. But yeah, you want to get your winding key right here. You're going to need that in just a moment. All right, so basically you're going to want to have the silver ring, or excuse me, the silver key, the bloody ring, and then the winding key. Now the rest of it you can look at and inspect, but that will be for later. The rags in the front you can cut. The eyeball you can go ahead and move in position. That's just a clue. And then there is a film reel in the mouth that we will be getting in just a moment. But for right now, the silver key, the bloody ring, and the winding key are the three things we need. So when you're ready, come over here and unlock this door using the key. And then we can basically go over to the sink here and wash off the bloody ring. And what this is going to do is give us a date on the inside of the ring, and you're going to be using that combination of numbers to escape from this room. Well, escape for the first time. I know my first playthrough, I was like, that can't be it. Wash a ring off and you're done? Okay. So 05, 29, 11 is going to be the combination. Alright, so now you're going to come over to this room to the left over here and use your winding key on the music box, which you might remember from the very start of the game. It was in Ethan and Mia's apartment or house or whatever that was. But this was a wedding gift for them, so it's kind of weird that it's here. And what you're going to be doing here is lining up these scratch marks so that they make sense. And once you're ready, you can go ahead and hit the play button. And these are going to give us some tweezers, which you might already know are going to be used to snatch that film reel out of the mouth of the doll. The painting. You just normally pull a film reel out of someone's mouth. You know, just normal things.
Oh God, no. I can't do Ethan. Anything but this.
All right, now you're going to make your way back to this film room or the office near the elevator, and you're going to insert the film reel into this little device right here. And the order you need to put them in is going to be Monkey, and then it's going to be the Village of Shadows booklet, the baby photo of Rose, and then the wedding gift, and then finally the hands with the rings. And then you're going to get basically a knockoff version of the ring with the woman coming out of the well, except instead of a woman, it's a ladder. So, you know, things are going downhill for this franchise. They're like, what if instead of a scary person, it's a ladder? I love it. So nothing to see here, just some more dolls that are all creepily staring at you. But you're going to take the scissors from the kind boy and go ahead and cut the bandages up. And I think you know where we're heading with the scissors, to the mannequin or the doll, and we're going to cut open the chest. But first, we're going to have a flashback to Resident Evil 7 where we first talked on the phone in the guest house. And so it just reminds me of that a lot. But as soon as you walk away, it rings just like it did in 7.
Please, Ethan, listen to me. I didn't want to keep it from you.
Mia?
I didn't want to lose you again. I didn't want to destroy this family.
Mia, what are you talking about?
I love you both so much. I had to. I had to do it.
Couldn't even say I love you back. And he wonders why she got turned into an evil monster. The real horror of this story is how Ethan's a bad husband. Just a normal game of Operation. All right, so you're going to be putting that medallion that you picked up in the top right slot, and then going from bottom to left. The bottom one is the 3 eyes closed, not open, and then the top left is going to be the right-facing crow. It's going to be facing the medallion that you put into the puzzle. Once that's done, it'll open up the door, and then we can now go down into a darker, deeper nightmare. This is the behind the scenes of the Ladder in the Well movie that's about to drop in theaters. It's the scariest thing. It's climbing the charts, actually. One rung at a time. Alright, so now we have our breaker key, so now we can finally get out of this nightmare. But not too quickly, because now we have to fight our own demons. So you might notice that the lighting, or the mood lighting, has changed. It's a little bit more happy and, you know, welcoming and stuff like that. It's the feng shui of the room. I think it really ties it together with the intestine that's just stretching down the hallway. That really speaks for the decor. But you don't want to just follow that to a better place. So we're going to ignore the giant fetus that's climbing around the room. And we're just going to run back to the mood lighting room. Because I don't know why, but they designed it to where it goes really, really slow. And this is the easiest way to get past this. We're just hanging out in this not scary room at all. Now, he is a baby, so he was born yesterday, so you literally can just kind of walk around the table, and that's going to be a new one for him. He hasn't seen that maneuver yet, so we're going to outsmart him, and you're going to go down this hallway and use your breaker key. Alright, now we have that mold, so now we can go back here, and he actually despawns, so you don't have to worry about that. Or maybe it's a she. I think it's actually supposed to be Rose, so I'm going to call it a she. So basically, you're coming all the way down here to get the fuse. And at this point, you are going to go back out and then come back here. It's a little weird, but we're going to play a game of hide and seek now. Ready or not, here comes the giant fetus. I'd like to look into it some more and see if one of the developers or directors had maybe a child record this. Maybe it was their child or something. I'm really curious, like, who did the child's laugh and all that stuff. Because it wouldn't surprise me one bit if it was a developer's kid or something like that. But I'm gonna look into that some more. There are monsters above the bed, not under the bed. Alright, so once you see it go around the corner there, you should be fine to now make a mad dash for the breaker. And I don't know how, but this fetus gets way faster now all of a sudden. So don't go this way. I'm an idiot. So I think I was a little turned around, but you're gonna go back to the elevator, and try not to die from the giant fetus, I guess, which is a sentence I didn't expect to say at all, ever. I apologize for the loud scream. I tried to mute it a little bit. Gosh, what a baby, not getting what it wants. Okay, so now we are just starting the nightmare, because that was just the intro. So now we start the sinister version of hide and seek with the creepy dolls. Whoa.
Don't leave.
I really want to get a version of this doll. I know I collect things from all the games I beat,
You're still alive.
and this one specifically just has a certain level of what the fuck to it, so I might do it.
Murdered are you? TikTok. Your life, son, alive.
Wait!
Okay, so at this point, you have to go find her in the house 3 different times. And you're going to want to hurry because if you don't do it in time, you get stabbed by her friends. You know, as the rules state in hide and seek. So the first one is going to be up in this top bedroom. You're going to just want to run up to it and grab it. And if you do all these spots, you should be able to get all 3 without getting stabbed.
Everything would be better if Rose wasn't born.
Fucking monster.
All right, now you're heading back downstairs and you're going to go back into the kitchen. So it's going to be back here in this left corner on the ground.
You do this to Rose too.
I also enjoy that the lighting changes per time. So I actually, in this walkthrough, I apologize. I went to a location that is for a different difficulty. I didn't realize that they had changed it on me. So basically what you're going to want to do is not listen to me at all. You know, I don't know why you've been listening to me this whole time anyways, but on this time, the doll is going to be over here on the right. I was like kind of freaking out right here, like, well, where did it go? But yeah, it's going to be over here on the right.
You're never going to get out of here.
Number 1 rule is you should never listen to me. I don't know anything.
Stupid idiot. What are you doing to my cute friends?
I'm not 100% on this one, but I think that they did change the locations per difficulty, as well as if you fail one. I think that she changes locations. So I had it in my notes that she went to the elevator area, but I had also, because I was hunting it at that point, I didn't know where to go, and so I had failed one. But yeah, if you do it perfectly, those are the 3 spots that I showed you. But just so you know, if they aren't in the spots that I showed you, the other spot is in the doorway and as well as the elevator, like the front doorway. But killing her, make sure you pick up all her loot, and then combine your infant
So that's who's behind
4-wing
all this?
key, and also collect your next canister. And now we were done with the Benvenuto house. Again, I hope I said that correct. But now we are going to basically return to the merchant and then come back here because we're going to be opening up the secret treasure. And for any of those that are skeptical on the treasure aspects, just so you know, this is a time-based treasure hunt, and if you don't do it during this segment of the game, you will not be able to do it, period. Don't make that mistake. It's definitely worth getting the loot, and I'm going to show you exactly how to get that done. So now on our way back through, we're going to be able to get the collectibles on that path with all the hanging bodies and stuff. But there's going to be a lot more loot, so we're actually going to be taking our time going back to the merchant to try to do that. And then after that, we'll trade in for the merchant and then return for the secret boss fight and get the secret treasure. So that's kind of an outline for this rest of this walkthrough. So one tip I would say is do not go into the house right away. It'll actually only spawn half the enemies if you don't enter the house. But if you go in the house, you'll be fighting double the enemies. So just a little tip there, don't go into the house right off the bat. I'm going to speed up this combat because there is quite a number of enemies, and you're just going to want to shotgun blast your way to success and get through these basic enemies, but I'm going to go ahead and speed it up. Alright, once you're done killing those guys, then there is a box over here on the ground, which is going to give us our next Labyrinth Ball, the Sun and Moon Ball. And then there's going to be a yellow bird cage hanging. You can get some more loot out of that. And now that we're ready, we can go ahead and enter the house right here and spawn in the next wave of enemies. Now here in a moment, I'm going to show you, but there is the next weapon collectible. It's going to be the W870 shotgun, and it'll be on the table if you haven't already gotten it. Most of you probably have already picked it up, but it is right here on this table instead of the loot. So far in this collectible, a little recap, we have Goat 10, Goat number 11, the shotgun weapon, and the Labyrinth Ball, and that's so far we've covered those 4 items, just in case you're curious what maybe has been covered. I'm hoping by the end of this walkthrough, everybody should have a number of the trophies, all the collectible trophies at least, and then most of the challenges done for the game. So my goal is to basically, after this walkthrough, you guys will just have to go back and get some of the other trophies where it requires you to play multiple playthroughs, things like that. But all the tough, tedious collectible ones should be completed, and also give you the best experience for the game. This is a gameplay we're going to be able to do every puzzle and every secret room and everything like that. So we're not going to be missing a single thing in this playthrough. Sorry, I just like going through the tunnel of Ivy. Sorry, that was a personal thing. I had to get that out of the way. But when you're ready, come over here to the gardener's house, and we're going to be getting a few more collectibles. The first one I'm going to do is open up this well right here and go ahead and get the loot out of that. Now you can combine this doll head, and that is one of the combinable treasure collectibles. So go ahead and merge that with the doll. There's going to be 5 combinable treasures, and I'll be showing all of them. But next, you're going to get the Outhouse number 9. It's going to be here in the backyard right here. And then now we can move into the house. So let's go ahead and get the labyrinth out of the way by inserting the Sun and Moon Ball. Get the loot out of that. This one's more of a speed challenge, if anything. It's definitely a little bit tedious because it'll get away from you. I do like that each labyrinth has its own series of challenges. That way, in case, I don't know, it's just a diverse series of puzzles. I'm taking it kind of slow. The first time I ever did this, I went flying off the corner. I got a little too excited to roll the ball down the hill. All right, so with the labyrinth out of the way, now we can get the file number 26, which is going to be the gardener's diary, and that is going to be behind us. And also make sure you get Luthier's key on the table right there. But file number 26 is going to be just to the left over here on this table. I don't know why it wasn't popping up for me. But yeah, right there. I'd also recommend saving the game at this point, and that way we can move on. So I'm going to speed it up just because this part is just shooting more enemies. You're just working your way back to the merchant, and there's going to be a lot of enemies in your path. And also there's going to be a series of yellow bird cages overhead. So I'm not going to speed it up to where you couldn't see where those are. But just to save time, because there's a lot to cover on this part of the walkthrough, and this is just simply killing. So I'm going to start speeding up from this point on. So for these guys, I would just recommend your shotgun, unless you have a better gun in your arsenal, then by all means do that. But this is just as easy to do your shotgun. So our first yellow bird cage is right there in the middle, and there's going to be a yellow box right here. And then if you come over here to this left area where I'm about to be right here, you can see some more bird cages. Right there's one, and then there's one in the distance. There's also going to be a gemstone in the tombstone that is like right to our left, right there. So basically there's 3 yellow bird cages, 1 crate, and 1 gemstone in that center tombstone. So right there I picked up the gemstone in case you didn't see it the first time. Alright, so now we've made our way back to the merchant, and we can start selling off all of our loot, and then you can buy anything you might need. But the next collectibles I want to go over is recipe number 7 and number 8. The explosive rounds are going to be available, and now the flashbangs as well. So that is going to be your next 2 collectible recipes. Alright, so when you're done at the merchant, you've sold off everything, now we're going to be making our push for the Maestro collection in Luthier's house. So we picked up his key back in the previous house that we were in, and so now we're going to go use that key to unlock his doorway. Ah, yes, it seems like just yesterday we were underneath that tractor while countless enemies chased us. Alright, so yeah, we're back to Luthier's house, and just go ahead and use that key on this door, and then we should be able to get the puzzle solved. So first off, there's an unnecessary amount of loot in this house. It's a little deceiving, but the safe that we're going to be unlocking for the treasure is this wardrobe in the back corner over here. But there's quite a number of just random loot items So first there's this yellow quartz right here. It's hidden in the guitar. But yeah, to unlock that safe, we are going to need to look at the poster that is on this wall right here. So 270917. All right, so once we have that, now we can get the last couple loot items in this house. There's 2 more drawers that we have to open. So both of them are these white cabinets right here, one in the kitchen and one that's like right beside me. I just could not seem to remember where it was, but it's right here. There's just so much loot. There's probably like 7 items in this house. It's kind of crazy. But the last item is down in this sink cabinet right here. All right, so that completes this whole area of the map, and now we're going to be making a push for the secret treasure of the Benvenuto house, and this is that time-sensitive treasure. So this is the only time in the entire game that you'll be able to open up this cemetery house over here, and if you miss it here, it's locked forever. So right there we can pick up the tombstone slab, and then I guess let's go ahead and kill off these couple enemies that are doing their best. Okay, they're doing their best to try to guard this tombstone. Okay, so there's also the hidden blue bird right there. Go ahead and shoot that down and collect its meat. That is one of the, I guess, crafting items. The recipes, you'll need that for one of those. But there's just like hidden animals across the world, and that's one of them. I don't know if I would consider it collectible, but I guess it is a hidden item in the game. So we're going to be going over it. We're killing all the animals. All right, so now we're going to be returning to that giant tombstone right outside the elevator that goes up into the house, if you remember that. So make your way back there. And this is going to be the hidden boss fight. Now, without the infinite ammo and the grenade launcher, it's going to be a little bit tedious. I'm just going to make a mad dash for it, basically, after I kill the giant troll. But you are more than welcome to kill every enemy. I just didn't have the resources. We will be eventually getting the infinite ammo on the grenade launcher, but I just wanted to show you guys the order in which to do this walkthrough in case you didn't have the career points to get the infinite ammo off the bat. But I promise by the time it's time to get the infinite ammo, we will have the career points. That's a big enemy. So I found a little cheese method. For some reason, I guess he's not allowed to leave this little area right here. So you can kind of just stand here and really go for it. Like he just, I don't know, he has nothing to do with this pathway. So the easiest method to kill this guy is just to hit him with all you got. As soon as he decides to run at you, you just run away. What was that thing they always said? Run away from your fights. That's what the superheroes say, right? So if you don't have sniper ammo and mines and all the things I'm throwing at it, all you gotta do is use your shotgun. You can probably hit him like a time or two on the way up to the path, and then when he gets to the edge of his little stopping point, you can pop him a couple more times, and it'll definitely take a little bit longer than the sniper rifle or mines and stuff, but that's just in case you don't have it. Like right here, you can pop him a few more times like I'm doing. Alright, so down the guy goes, and now I'm basically just gonna make a mad dash, because I just don't have the resources, like I said. And I didn't really feel like shotgunning my way to the end. Because there's just multiple waves of these guys, so I think after I got here, I was like, alright, take these guys out, screw the rest. If anything, these guys are just annoying. Alright, so before the next wave spawns in, make sure you come over here to this tombstone and crack that bad boy open and get the treasure. Alright, so that finishes off that treasure, and that whole area of the map is now complete. So in our next part of the walkthrough, we're going to be going down to Moreau, and we'll be getting those other two treasures, as well as the one up here at the castle entrance. We're going to be covering a lot in the next part. A lot. See, I don't know why, but if you sit around in that area, there's going to be more enemies spawning, so I would just run away. Or at least on my first few playthroughs, that's how it was, so I don't know. So we're pretty much done with this part of the walkthrough. All I'm doing now is making my way back to the merchant. I'm going to restock everything that I kind of wasted on that boss fight, as well as turn in my my flasks and stuff like that. So just some basic inventory management, and then we'll be ready to start the next part of the walkthrough. So I hope you guys had a really good time with this. I hope this helps you, and I hope to see you in the next part. I'll be picking up right here where we left off, so I hope to see you guys then. My name is Absoulem, and thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next part.
To peruse.